collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. Welcome to our timeless shadow reading. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. Are my initials. I'm not bad. It's just spelled like that. I am a professional witch. I am a professional intuitive. I am the president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998. Oh, sunlight. Leo. I am the author of 2 books with a 3rd one on the way. The first one's called Spell Ingredients from a Professional Witch. The second one is called Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. There is a Kindle version of Words of Grace, and if you like, you can click a link in the description box and preview it for free, and look at the table of contents. You'll see it's broken primarily into chakra chapters. There are chakras in this reading. You might find it helpful, but that's the Kindle version. The original version of Words of Grace, as well as the only place where you can find Spell Ingredients from a Professional Witch by Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, well, that would be over on Patreon in our digital store, adding all sorts of cool stuff. You do not need to be a subscriber to shop on my platform over on patreon.com/drawing the circle. We got some videos in there, quite a bunch of them workshops that you can check out. We got some audio materials and of course the ebooks, but some of my subscribers get those videos, audios, and ebooks as part of their subscription level of subscription. Their benefit packages, I believe what they call it on Patreon. But all of my subscribers get 3 benefits in common. A daily check-in. I send them an unlisted YouTube live stream link pretty much every single morning. Did it this morning. We chat about today's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, always ending with some spiritual practice or something or other, some breath work, whatever, to send us on our way. And it's the wisest way for this witch to start the day, considering what I do for a living. They also get all the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube. All of my extended readings are timeless and they are relationship based, so they get all of those, past, present, and into the future. They also get an extensive discount on private sessions and spiritual counseling with me, with private readings, all of that stuff, in person, Zoom recorded, all of that. We'll talk about that at the end of the reading if you want to chill for that. You can follow us for free, and I'm making content specifically for not just my subscribers, but those who are following along without being subscribers. And you can certainly check us out with a 7-day free trial as a seeker or a human, $3 and $5 respectively. And you can jump out without having to pay, get out before the last day of the 7. But if you want the extensive discount, you gotta stay for a month, because that's only fair to my subscribers, I think. I checked with my lawyer. He said it was good. And I love it. It's just the coolest thing I've ever done. So if you feel so drawn, if you feel so called, if you're even just mildly interested, go look at the menu, right? It's just like Fridays, right? TGIF. Right? Go look at the menu, see what we're serving. And if you want, come Patreon on Patreon. Because I'm the Archangel of Lions, Mark Angelo Lyons. Just call me Mal, right? Hey, Leos. I'm in my new house. I'm in the temple studio temple, whatever we want to call it, my magic room, and very, very happy to be serving. So let's do some explanation for the new Leos and cross watchers. Feel free to jump ahead if you like, but there's been some changes made for this series. For example, these used to be called the 8-card draw shadow reads, and I did them according to the astrological full moon to new moon, the letting go, the releasing, the surrendering, including those last 3 days of the dark moon before the moon turns new. Well, with my new schedule, in my new life, in my new home in upstate New York, Saratoga Springs, I'm doing readings at the magic moon a couple of days a week. So my guides were like, take the 5-card draws, which are the new to moon, the new moon, the beautiful new to full moons that I was doing to get them out on time before new moon. They're like, make those timeless, do the same with the shadow reads. So that's what we're doing, and nor will each and every one be 8 cards. In fact, there are only 6 cards that we're going to use for this Leo read. So let me fill you in. We're going to start with a Caroline Myss archetype card, MYSS. She's a PhD, author of Sacred Contracts as well as Anatomy of the Spirit and a bunch of other books that have been really life transforming for me, to represent what's going on in the 8th chakra. I learned about the 8th chakra from her book, Anatomy of the Spirit. So it's hovering over your head like a satellite, sending down codes to the other chakras underneath it, shifting what you attract and what you repel, so you have the choice to no longer delay what cannot be prevented in terms of your own healing, in terms of shadow work. The alchemy, from lead to gold, right? From shadow to light, from pain to peace, toxic to healthy, fear to love, and all that. 3 atoms in between lead and gold that cannot be created or destroyed, only changed, transformed, transmuted, forgiven, released, whatever you want to call it. And that's where all the other chakras come in as well. So we're going to look at the next 4 chakras down: the heart, third eye, crown, the internal feminine energy, if you will, with the daughters of the moon, tarot, creative level of power, the world behind your eyes, however you want to phrase that. Then we will be using the mythic tarot for the lower 3 chakras. Like looking in a mirror at yourself, or maybe you from the inside looking out at people, places, and things, relationships in the physical world having to do with your shadow work. Then these 3, as well as this 4th card, will be consistent throughout the readings. The Whispers of Lord Ganesh. Ganesh, the Hindu elephant-headed god of success, prosperity, and remover of obstacles, and we are referring to those 3 atoms in between lead and gold in this language of spiritual alchemy as obstacles in this case. Very wonderful deck. Angela Hartfield, love her work. Then, specifically for Leos, they gave us the Archangel Fire Oracle. The guides were like, use that one and pull out that other one. I'm like, okay, everyone has access to archangels. We'll talk about that, but also I think it's the Archangel Fire Oracle, and Leo is a fire sign, might have had something to do with it. And our 6th and last card down will be a Matt Kahn healing mantra to help you do the healing. Shadow work is a form of healing, and one that's desperately needed on the planet right now. We've been suppressing a lot of stuff for, I don't know, thousands and thousands of years, changing our physiology, our biochemistry, passing it down through the bloodlines, right? Our ancestors, biological, not to mention what goes on societally. And look, here's the tea: cross-watchers. Sometimes the cross-watcher shows up in the reading more than the one that they're cross-watching for. But even if that is not the case, you have the opportunity to do your own shadow work as a result of what's here, if you so decide to, of your own free will. And that will be in support of the Leo collective doing that, because we are all one. It's a holographic cosmic web, blah, 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 quantum physics and all of that, unity consciousness. So as one of us heals and alchemizes, all of us do. And we shift to a more golden rather than leaded timeline. Lead will kill you, gold will heal you, right? And it is, of course, a sliding scale, a spectrum. So there's our explanation. Let's get down into the divination. Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will, and I promise I will do anything I can, which doesn't mean everything, but everything that I can, to help anyone shift to a more golden timeline for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser life in happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser ways, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world. And ain't that just worth it? So the shift from explanation to divination happens in the still point. Breathe along as you like. Let's do this. Please. Take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheonic override. Here we go. Here we go. A place for everything and everything in its place, but all belongs in time and space for the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for us, Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. Please, beloved ones, what is the dominant archetype in the 8th chakra hovering over our heads and our cross-watchers' heads, possibly reason, season, or lifetime, to help us do the shadow work in this timeless shadow read? Ooh, the Hermit, yay. Yay. I just spent 6 years in Holbrook, Long Island as a hermit. Didn't even realize I was a hermit until I looked down and I saw myself wearing like a brown robe and slippers. I was like, oh dear, I didn't leave the house much. Working from home and all of that. Written on the card is the shadow attribute and the light attribute. I call this lead, this gold, those three obstacles of atoms, atomic obstacles in between. So, the shadow withdraws from society out of fear or negative judgment of others. Hi, that's me. Refusing to help those in need, though, that is not me. I mean, unless the intuition is really like, run, right? Then that's different. But certainly not out of... I would like to not have to reincarnate just because I refuse to help someone in need, right? Now, whether they're actually in need or not is another story. The gold that we are shooting for seeks solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity. Ding, 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 ding. Leo, 5th house, creativity and good fortune. We need time to restore, to just kind of focus on what's going inside of us. And that doesn't make you narcissistic. That makes you introspective. That makes you self-aware. But, of course, that doesn't mean that we couldn't have some narcissism down here in... the shadow. Now, there's a difference between a narcissistic pattern and a narcissistic personality disorder, so do your research, right, before you go diagnosing yourself or anyone else, because there is a spectrum, between a narcissist and empath. It's a sliding scale, and what do you think? You're an empath every single life? Come on. Let's get the next 4 chakras down with the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, 1 card. I love this deck. Please take a nice deep breath. And I love me some goddesses. And they love me. Still point. Goddesses override. A place for everything. And everything in its place. It all belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. My beloved goddesses, what to us Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and our cross-watchers need to be aware of internally, internal, heart, third eye crown to alchemize the Hermit in the 8th chakra in this timeless read. Ace of Cups, 1 of Cups, happiness. Often, heart chakra, one would think, element of water, right? But happiness, but not that happiness that is object dependent, right? It's about being happy with where we are as we are. At the core of our being is the divine. It's pretty much joyful and happy 24/7, 365 because it's eternal. Which doesn't mean for all time, means timeless or outside of time. So there is a seed of happiness in there, the 1 of Cups, the Ace of Cups, that you can take an emotional journey all the way through to the 10, but you got to get through the 5. Nobody likes the 5 of Cups, but that is a change, and that is necessary. So you're starting off with something really, really, really pure and simple, but in its beginning stages, and I'll say we on that. And so would it make sense for the Hermit to turn inwards, right? Solitude to focus intently on inner life. Well, if your inner life is holding a cup of love, right, a cup of happiness, and instead of looking for it on the outside, you find it on the inside. You've heard it all before. So, what's going on the outside? Let's find out. Mythic Tarot. Please take a nice deep breath. God's override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. My beloved gods, what to us Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and our cross-watchers need to be aware of to alchemize the Hermit archetype with the Ace of Cups on the inner in terms of our relationships in the physical world, looking at ourselves, looking at other people, places, and things for this timeless shadow read. 5 of Swords. Arguments, conversations, a change of mind, a back and forth, a back and forth, and back and forth. Now this is Orestes and Apollo. talk about a tricky myth, man, where, you know, long story short, it's a Greek tragedy, and Apollo has to intervene at a certain point, though it is Athena who actually settles it in the Ten of Swords. So there are some conflicts here. They are probably mental, meaning thought-based, right? Element of air there. So there might be some tumultuous conversation, some changing thoughts here. But coming from that cup of love, no matter if this is you from the outside being in mental conflict, that makes sense, right? Our world is changing and transforming very, very quickly with the amount of data that we have to cope with in any given day just through the devices, right? You know, the cell phone and the TV and just all of that. But this could also be a tumultuous conversation, or at least a conversation where there's some wind blowing, right? Now, I will say Apollo, god of the sun for Leos, be careful of being stubborn. Like, even if you come away with it like, I am pulling back from this. Look, I can get my news. I just don't glue myself to the TV screen anymore, any screen for that matter. First of all, pulling it away hurts, and, you know, the skin. I don't do that. Skincare is important at my age. So rather to gather information, and do understand fives can be chaotic. It may not make sense. So it makes sense for the Hermit to say, oh, I'm going in for a bit. Gone fishing, please don't knock. Don't even show up. I'll let you know when I'm coming out of Hermitage. Now look, like I said, you can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime, or be dealing with somebody who's dealing with it for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. For me, it happened for a whole season, which was 6 years out of a lifespan. But I'm out of Hermitage now. I'm out into the world, but that doesn't mean I don't take my hermit time when I need it. You know, Hermit and his hermits. Yeah. So, how's that for a flashback? I think we even got some boomers on that one. I'm Henry VIII, I am. No, I'm not. I'm Markangelo Lyons. Let's move on to the whispers of Lord Ganesh to help remove those archetypal obstacles, which is a little hard to say. And he's wonderful. I love me some Ganesh. Please take a nice deep breath. Ganesh. Ganesh breath. Smells like peanuts. Still point. Ganesh override. It's so gentle. A place for everything and everything in its place, put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. Beloved Lord Ganesh, what is your wise, loving, empowered oracle message to help us, Leo Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Suns, and our cross-watchers watching this video and drawn to this reading? Alchemize our shadow to light, our lead to gold, our pain to peace, our toxic to healthy, from fear to love, with the Hermit in the 8th, One of Cups, happiness on the inner, 5 of Swords on the outer, in this timeless shadow read. Positive outlook. Positive outlook. Now, you do know that that makes a difference, right? Your attitude is often determined by your altitude, and I don't mean, you know, literal. I mean, like, how high are you flying? So I could see a hermit being like, okay, I'm getting out of this conversation, right? I'm gonna go take this Ace of Cups within myself, gonna do the hermit thing in order to cultivate a more positive outlook. Now, this is the first of 3 what I like to call bookie book readings, because I can't remember all of these words in here. I'm 55. Yeah, I know, I don't look at things. Witchcraft for fun and profit. How you feel depends upon your mental attitude. Now, this is the element of air, right? So if your attitude is changing, if you once thought one way, but you find yourself thinking another, in a more loving rather than fearful, more peaceful than painful, this could be what this reading is about. The many faces of Ganesha, right? You can see it's not just one, it's got many faces. The many faces of Ganesh reflects how you feel about the different aspects of your life. Spirituality, health, finances, relationship, and emotional well-being, let alone the state of the world where it is at the time of this recording. It is important to remember that circumstances are not good or bad, but always neutral. And that's Course in Miracles. They say everything in this world is neutral, but what is it for? Is it for fear or is it for love? And even if it's for fear, there is a process to alchemize it into love. Just saying. It is how you approach the situation that will determine your outcome. If you choose to see something as depressing, it will be. Although you have to acknowledge, I'm feeling depressed about this situation, and face that, right? That's part of the alchemy. If you choose to see it as encouraging, it will be. Look, it's a hero's journey that we're on down here in the game called human life. And what hero's journey doesn't have its challenges, right? And doesn't have a little bit of depression. Although I find for depression, and I'm not talking clinical, depression that way, but that's when I go into hermit mode, because I need to rest, right? It's like it's almost written in the word, depressed needs deep rest. It's a Matt Kahn thing. We'll get to him. Your mind determines how your day will go. Your state of mind has influence over your body. You bet it does. Your relationships, your emotional well-being, and how you view your finances. Every day, you are so careful to consider what you will eat during that day. You have the opportunity to be just as discerning when it comes to how you think. You can conquer your moods, no matter how bad a mood you seem to be in. And with that Ace of Cups on the inside, if you're not feeling that, you gotta know that it's in there. That's what the reading is saying, right? To drink that cup of self-love, of self-acceptance. I'm feeling what I'm feeling. Evil, wicked, mean, and nasty. You face it, you feel it, and you heal it as you love it as it goes, right? That's the alchemy. Those are those three atoms being released and transformed. Make up your mind that you're not going to be controlled by your moods anymore. If you do find yourself in a low disposition, take a moment to acknowledge what brought this up for you. Take positive action to shift back to happiness or being positive, which often means retreat. Now, retreat is a wise tactic in a situation, particularly like a Five of Swords, where it's a competition for energy and dominance mentally, right? Read the Celestine Prophecy by James Redfield, chapter 3 and 4. I think will do the trick, although the whole book is good. So, to remove obstacles with a positive outlook might very well mean, oh, this is an opportunity for me to hermit for a little while. Maybe not for the rest of your life, but maybe for a weekend, right? Maybe until, I don't know, next year, or it's the holiday seasons at the time of this recording. You could be watching this years from now. So a positive outlook, and to call upon Ganesh. I mean, whether you have a relationship with him or not, I do, then, he wants us to be happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. He wants us to live the best lives that we can, and it feels like we all need time as hermits to pull back, right, to recharge and replenish our spirit, our soul, and our creativity. So, Archangel Fire Oracle, everyone has access to archangelic consciousness. This is one of the cards that I use in the 5-card draw spell kit readings, which used to be the 5-card draw. Beautiful, beautiful. The Archangel Fire Oracle, Alexandra Wenman, Findhorn Press. And by the way, when you get a chance, Google Findhorn in Scotland, Findhorn in Scotland. Quite an amazing place. Would love to visit there before I croak. Shall we? Sit to point. Archangelic Override. Place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. I call upon the collective pantheon of archangels for us, Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading, who is the archangel waiting in the wings with their wings, ready to zoom in and help us with this shadow work with Hermit in the 8th, Ace of Cups on the inner, 5 of Swords on the outer, removing obstacles with a positive outlook in this timeless shadow read. Shekinah, you say Shekinah, I say Shekinah. Essentially one of the spheres, the Serapho, I think I'm saying that right, in the Kabbalistic tree of life. Usually, always, I've never not seen it connected to the root chakra, interestingly enough. So I'm going to read you from the bookie book. This deck is gorgeous. It takes the archangels and puts them in different cultural and historic imagery, costumes, if you like, but it doesn't write the keyword on the card, which is why I love it so very much. This book is chock full of info. I highly recommend it. But I'm just going to read a little bit about the archangel and then the message. And the keyword, Divine Mother, the Shekinah, God as female, right? And Earth Goddess big time. The feminine aspect of Archangel Metatron, Shekinah, refers to the energy of the divine feminine. The actual word in Hebrew means presence of God or glory of God. She is also known as the dwelling, that should be the dwelling of God, or the settling of God, and she represents the epitome of universal matriarchal unconditional love. Come on now, she's the earth beneath our feet, right? And you may not be seeing unconditional love so much in society, right? Nature is chaotic AF right now, but chaos is a form of divine order that we don't understand 9 times out of 10. So there's a lot written here. We're just going to go to the message. Ready? Here's her message for us. Awaken, my daughters, now you are free. I think sons are involved there too. Awaken, my daughters, now you can speak. Awaken, my daughters, now you shall see. Awaken, my daughters, now you can be as mighty, as powerful, as magnificent as me. The Shekinah lives within you. Yes, witch, work. Love it, Divine Mother. That's a lot. That is a lot. I mean, I could read this whole thing, but it's like 2 pages of text. Get the oracle. And certainly, you can Google Shekinah. I mean, I've heard it said a bunch of different ways. I've been doing this a very long time, folks. Right? First time I heard the word was like in 1993, 94. So, you know. Then you get into, Anatomy of the Spirit, Caroline Myss. She takes the spheres of the Tree of Life and the Kabbalah and lines them up with the chakras. It's quite amazing. Her work, I mean, really, I don't know what we're going to do without Caroline Myss on this planet forevermore. But we do have one more card, the Macon Healing Mantra. These cards work. These mantras work if you work them. And a hermit doing a mantra is hardly brand new on the planet. So let's get our last card down from the Ascended Masters. Please take a nice deep breath. Because they're nice. They like us. They really, really like us. Go stand in a field, Sally. Still point. Ascended Master Override. A place for everything. And everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it. So let it be done. I call upon the Ascended Masters on behalf of us Leo Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. What is the perfect healing mantra to help us alchemize the Hermit in the 8th? With the 1 of Cups, the Ace of Cups, happiness on the inner, 5 of Swords on the outer, removing obstacles with Ganesh to receive a more positive and cultivate a more positive outlook, calling upon the help of Archangel Shekinah, the Divine Mother of all, for this timeless shadow read. Receiving elation, I am born of infinite joy. With the mother, right? So maybe this hermitage is an incubation, a gestation, a pregnancy of our new selves. So look, I get it. If you're overstressed, if your nervous system is so saturated with everybody's everything, it's not cowardice to pull back. In fact, to face what's going on inside of you, what may stand in between this Ace of Cups at your core, a new opportunity, and the stress, that a positive outlook would certainly come about as of that, then to receive elation. I'm born of infinite joy. That is the truth of who we are. Divine joy in bodies. Now, that's Eckhart Tolle. That's a lot of the Eastern traditions, Zen Buddhism. They may not necessarily call it joy out and out. But I do believe it is our natural state, the natural state of the soul. So, let me read you the bookie book on this, and then we'll do a blessed summation, which is a blessing and a summation, and then we'll talk about other cool stuff if you want to hang out for it at the end. Receiving elation. I'm so excited about this. Well, I guess I have a right to be. I am Leo rising. Receiving elation. I am born of infinite joy. And by the way, before I read this, that's a truth, that's the truth, whether we believe it or not. But a positive outlook could bring us into alignment with that a little bit, maybe. Anyway, when elation is received, joy becomes your natural state of being. In elation, you are aligning with the ecstatic nature of the universe to live each moment with renewed passion and purpose. Now let's just take a pin in that for a minute. Hello, in elation, you are aligning with the ecstatic nature of the universe. And what does Leo like more than feeling ecstatic? So that there is an ecstatic nature to the universe, but we have to be flying at a certain altitude, which means we need to shift our attitudes, and that's a hero's journey too. Okay. Elation helps you to enjoy your human journey as it is right now without projecting your fulfillment onto the the anticipation of future pending outcomes, which makes sense for a hermit finding that one of cups, that ace of cups on the inside. This is really great. This mantra is ideal for increasing the flow of creative inspiration, creativity, good fortune, 5th house, Leo, elevating the immune system, I'll do it just for that, and being more present. Because you can't, be joyful from the past or from the future. Maybe you will, maybe you are, maybe you will, but it's right here, right now. I'm born of infinite joy, and we all are. But why not let a Leo show them how it's done? By example. Don't tell them, just show them. Yeah. All right, let's do that. Bless summation, combination of a blessing and summation, and then we'll talk about cool stuff if you want to hang around for it. Because I love what I do and I do what I love. Please take a nice deep breath. Last time for this read, hon. And let us end as we began. Pantheonic override. I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for us, Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross-watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. May we all be blessed with all that we need to alchemize the hermit archetype, seeking solitude to focus intently on inner life, serving our personal creativity, and to find that ace of cups within, happiness, but maybe that inherent seed of joy from which we are born of the infinite nature, while perhaps retreating from a tactical, wise retreat away from some mental confusion, some arguments, some bickering, or just a changing of minds that needs some time and space to integrate as we call upon Lord Ganesh to help us remove the obstacles by enhancing within us a more positive outlook once we get the rest and the healing that we need, and calling upon the Divine Mother of the Archangel Shekinah, the partner of Metatron or Melchizedek, it's one of them, they're M's, because everybody's her child. This planet is her child, this universe is her child. She is, after all, the mother of all, so that we can receive elation because we are born, all of us, from her, of infinite joy. And may we be blessed with all that we need to heal, to grow, to learn, to create, to evolve, to be the best that we can be, to alchemize our shadow to light, our lead to gold, our pain to peace, our toxicity to the health, shifting from fear to love and from illusions to truth, for happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser lives, and happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser ways, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world. for the well-being of all, with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. So would it be. So it is. It was good. It makes sense, too. They're kind of jigsaw puzzle-y, but like big chunk of pieces, not like teeny tiny ones. Did you like it? Well, I like it. Hit the thumbs up. It helps other Leos and cross-watchers find the reading in the algorithm, whatever that is. And if you want more of me here on YouTube, I'm not stopping. So subscribe. Hit the notification bell. You know what the notification bell will let you know when I put out the next thing. And certainly comment as you like. I do like a good comment section. But if you want the deeper dive, come Patreon on Patreon. Oh, there's still so much. I'm still uploading things in the digital store, workshops that have been on Vimeo on demand for 7 years. It's like, it's time to move those over, right? My patrons get so many cool benefits, right? Seeker, human hero, angel, witch, immortal, mystic, god, goddess. They get the daily check-ins. They get the extended readings. They get the extensive discount on private sessions with me, which we'll talk about in a minute or so. There is the digital shop. You can shop and you can follow us for free. I literally put out the video of what I do before I do a reading like this, before this reading, setting up for this reading, that only my followers and my patrons will see. If they want to share it, they can share it, but that's like just for them. As well as you can 7-day free trial us as a seeker or a human. 7 days of just dipping a toe and seeing what we're like. But if you want the discount, gotta stay for that 8th day and through the month, I would think, to get the discount that's only fair to them. But regardless, I love what I do and I do what I love. I am truly a Leo rising in that way. So click the link and check it out if you're even interested or curious, and see what we have on the menu, just like TGI Fridays. And come Patreon or Patreon, because I'm the Archangel of Lions, Mark Angelo Lyons. You can just call me Mal. And if you want to book me for a private session in person, because I'm setting up my office downstairs in my office, or if you would like to do it by remote, by video, we can Zoom record, we can do all sorts of stuff. And there's a video, of course, in the description box called Booking Private Sessions with Mal that explains it all for you, right? Even if you were afraid to ask, right? It's easy enough to find me online, to message me to set something up. The video talks about the Patreon discount. I made it for the 25th anniversary of Drawing the Circle Productions, where after 25 years I finally raised my prices, right? So I'm glad to offer the discount. And most important thing I say in that reading, and I mean it from the core of my being, I've never turned anybody away for spiritual counseling or a reading because of lack of finances on their end. I'm a witch. Where there is a witch, there is a way. I'm a witch. So there is a way we can work it out, but we have to have the conversation to make sure it is equitable and honorable, particularly in this time where all the shady shit is coming out into broad daylight, right? So click the link, check it out, and book me if you want. Private session, spiritual counseling, it's my favorite thing to do. Other than that, Leos, what a powerful read. To shine our light at full capacity, to let that joy that we are born from, infinite joy, out into the world, does take rest, does take time, does take a focus on inner light for our inner light. And I don't know, I just love this read for us. So comment if you will. I would love to hear your take on this or your situation. If you feel like sharing this, very bright for a shadow read, I will say that. So hang in there. I believe in us. We've got this. We can do this. And remember, we're all in this together. I love you. Heal, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.